So think about your posture, set yourself up, feet underneath your hips. And just start pulling up, make sure the arches of the feet are not collapsing, and just pull up through the thighs and make a connection through your center. Not too tight. Remember, it's just a light connection we want to be able to hold and still move, so not too tight there. And then just bring your shoulders up, back and down. Let's just do a couple of shoulder rolls. So nice breath in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, and then just relax your arms, let your arms hang down by your side. So you're going to bring your right arm up, take a nice breath in, and you're just going to circle it back. And now the left. So we're alternating today. Little arm circle, just circling back. So thumb up, and take a look back behind you. So follow the hand, so we start to get a little bit of spine rotation. But today, I want you to try and keep your hips still. So think of your hip bones shining forward as you stir the arm round. Nice breath in and breathe out. Lovely. One more either side. Just warming through the shoulders. And then we're going to take a nice little side bend. So you're just going to slide your hand down the side of your trouser seam and then the other side. And again, keep your hips really still, feet pressing into the floor, nice solid roots down into the ground. And when you're ready, reach your arm over. Try not to collapse forward here. Think of showing your armpit to the ceiling. You're just trying to find that range, this time through the side body, so you should feel that lovely opening through the side. So reach up first and then over. So we're not collapsing forward. Okay. Very nice, just one more either side. Just check your knees are not locked out here, make sure your knees micro bend. And then just coming back through the center. Okay, you're going to float both arms up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to bring both arms down. As you bring your arms down, you're just going to do a little right rotation, and then bring your arms back up, come to the center, now do a left rotation. So you're pushing the arms down as you do a little twist. Inhale, rise, exhale, press down and rotate. Inhale, lift your arms, exhale, lifting up. Just do one more either side. So keeping these rotations, we're just making these arm lines a little bit longer. And then coming back to the center, relax your arms down. Going to a chair squat, sinking down and pressing up. So make sure your knees are tracking towards your center toes as normal. And your arms are floating forward. Sit the hips back. Just a little squat down and pushing up. So make sure you squeeze those bottom cheeks. As you drive up, squeeze your bottom cheeks. That's it, keep that center connected. Make sure you don't relax too much there. I'm just going to do two more little squats down. And one more. Take it down. Bring it up. Okay, bring your feet a bit closer. Keep a nice long spine. I want you to slide the right foot up onto the inside of the left leg, just to where you can. Keeping the hips nice and still. Open out the knee. Close it back in and take it down to the floor. And then we're going to switch sides. So slide the foot up the inside of the leg so your foot's resting on the inside, and then just open the knee. But try and keep, again, the hips facing forward. Watch you don't turn there, okay? Hips facing forward, whoops, just an opening through the hip. Bring it in and down. Other side. So slide the leg up, open, whoops, close, and down. Really spongy mat here, so I'm just going to push that out because it's on a rug as well. So coming up, that's better. Open, close, and down. If you want to bring the opposite arm up and start doing the same thing with the opposite arm, open, and close and bring it down. Very nice. Keep a long spine, so keep growing up tall. Balance. Struggling with my balance today, I don't know why. And bring it down. Lifting up. And open. So we're going opposite arm and leg. Not what I just did. Lifting up. That's it, slowly. Right, so compare sides. Which side are you having trouble on, if any? You might be really good both sides. Is one side causing you problems? Yeah, for me, it's always my left. Okay, let's do one more either side. Keep that long spine, open through the hip. How does it feel? Last time. Lift and open. And bringing it down. And then just relax. Good. Roll your shoulders around a couple of times. We're going to go a wider stance. And you're going to bring your arms into a V. So in a little star position here. Bend your elbows. And then rise up. So bend your elbows, sit down. And then push up. Just adjust your legs accordingly. Turn your knees out a little bit. Toes out. VW arms here. Sinking down and rising up. So feet are wide. You might want to make them a bit wider actually. 2 more squats and then we're going to do a little side to side lunge. Okay, so bring your arms up, relax them, and you're just going to go side to side. And then without kind of rounding the spine, don't reach too low, just reach in the direction of your opposite foot. Yeah, so reach. But I'm not rounding the spine forward. I'm sitting my bottom back. Let me turn side. So I'm not rounding. Yeah, I'm just reaching one and then the other. And hips are going back. Can you see that? Bottom out. So don't aim for the floor. Just keep that spine nice and neutral. Okay, very nice. Do 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Come in, and then heel toe your feet in. Just give your legs a little bit of a shake there. Okay, and last little bit before we come onto the floor, I'd like to do some clockwork lunges. So again, make sure like me, you're not going to slip on anything. We're going to go forward, side, behind. Here we go, so a little step forward. Push to the side, and then a reverse lunge. So keep your back nice and straight. Squat here. Other side, we're alternating today. So forward. Just do mini ones. Don't go too wide with your steps to start with. And a squat in the centre. Right leg. Forward. Press. Side. So nice and fluid, nice and get the movement to flow. Left side. Step forward. To the side. Step back, bend this front knee, and a squat. One more either side, keep going. Forward, side, reverse lunge, and a squat. Okay, little tip here, keep going, last time. If you ever have trouble on your lunges forward, just take the lunges back. So you're reversing the squat here. I will say this just quickly in the video actually, I meant to say it earlier. So if you have problems with your knees lunging forward like this, yeah, so you're lunging forward, try doing a reverse lunge instead. So keep your back up straight, step back onto the ball of the foot and then bend this front knee and step in and then do the other side. Step back and back in, step back, whoops. So I'm trying to look at the camera, I'm not looking what I'm doing. Down. Yeah, so try reverse lunges if your knees give you trouble with forward ones. All right, just a quick tip there, throwing in. Now we're going to come onto the floor. So grab your mats again, grab a quick drink. Let me know if you have got dodgy knees on your lunges. Try that out and let me know. Let me know how that feels. Right, nice little roll down. Before we go onto the floor, we're going to do about 2 or 3 half roll downs, okay? So, stand on your mats, nice breath in, reach your arms up, and then breathe out, make the connection in your centre, hold on to that. We're just going to roll halfway down. So soften the knees a little bit, let the arms hang, let the head relax. So when you roll down, try not to push your hips all the way back. okay? Try and keep your pelvis quite still, okay? And then roll your spine up from there, stacking each vertebra. Try and articulate the spine, and then we do it again. Reach up, connect your center, roll down, just go about halfway. I can feel myself leaning back, so try not to lean back. Try and keep the pelvis still. Roll it down, breathe, and then rolling up. Once again, breathe in, breathe out, connect your navel to your spine. So rolling down, you sort of imagine you're sort of looking over a cliff edge or something. You're sort of trying to see a little bit further ahead. Breathe in. Soften the knees, relax the toes as well. You might find you start gripping with the toes. Try not to do that as well. Okay, let's walk out onto the floor. So roll down. And then just walk yourself out onto your mat. Come slowly onto the hands and knees. Okay, nice little cat-cow stretch here first of all. So pulling through the centre, tuck your tailbone in, drop the chin down, separate those shoulder blades, take a nice breath in, and then breathe out, lengthen your spine out, bring your shoulders down. And again. So just check that your elbows are facing, the elbow creases are facing in towards each other. And you haven't extended the arms out fully so that the elbow creases are facing forward. Make sure you keep the elbow creases in. It just keeps you in a better position through the shoulders. Find neutral now. So lengthen your spine. Find a nice neutral position. And I want you to extend your right leg out behind you. Left arm comes up. Let's just do a little bit of the balance hold here. So breathing, holding a position. Shoulder down, so thumb up, toes facing down. Breathe. Okay, and then slowly bring that in, switch to the other side. So hold your position and keep your back really still. Breathe. Okay, then you're just going to bring that in. Right, now we're just going to move a little bit quicker. One side and then the other. So get the movement to now flow, but don't lose your position through the trunk of the body. Keep the spine really still. Breathe out, extend. Keep the spine long so you don't need to look at your knees. Look towards the top of your mat. And keep your neck long at the same time. Okay, we're just going to do one more either side here. Just finding that centre, connecting through the centre. And then bring it in. Right, okay, now I'm going to tuck the toes underneath you. Hover your knees off the floor. Are you ready? Lift the knees. Just hover them, breathe. Keep a long spine. You don't need to look at your knees. You'll feel them off the floor, believe me. Okay, lower the knees down, uncurl the toes, sit back and stretch your arms out in front. Just take that nice child's pose stretch. Feel the rib cage expanding on the thighs as you breathe in and out. Just let go of any tension that you're holding onto in the back of the body. Sit the hips way back, stretch your arms forward, opposing directions, creating that stretch. And then use the breath to release any tension. Okay, very nice. Right, come back up. Walk forward a bit on your mat, so you've got a bit of mat behind you. You're going to walk out fully into a sort of plank position, holding here. And then I just want you to gently bend one knee, so your knee kisses the floor, and then the other knee kisses the floor. And your back stays really, really still here. Okay, now if you find this is a little bit strong for you, have your knees down and just hover your knee and your opposite hand, but you're not extending them. You just hover the knee and the opposite hand and try and keep your back really still. So watch the hips and the shoulders don't drop, okay? Otherwise, you're staying with this. Just gently, knee kisses the floor. Do another 4 of these. 3, 2, gently does it. And then bring the knees down and come back. Take the pressure off your hands and move your wrists about. Okay, good. Right, if you take a seat on your mat, we're going to do some half rollbacks. But first of all, we're going to do some spinal rotations actually. So bring your legs either into a small V, or you can cross them over, or soles of the feet together, however you're more comfortable. Bring your hands, fingertips, hands to your heart center, and then just roll your shoulders up, back and down. Now grow really tall. If you can't do that, put a pillow underneath your pillow. If you find you're a bit rounded over, prop yourself up. Okay, ready? Breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out. Do a little pelvic lift as you rotate. Center, and then breathe out as you rotate the other way. So take your time. If you've got your legs like mine, like this, make sure they're both staying still, like your feet are pressed against the wall, so you couldn't push your foot out any further. So you want the hips staying nice and still. Now reach one arm back. If you've got the space, look behind. If you haven't got the space, just keep your hands on your heart center and keep rotating. Breathing out. Sit tall as you center the body. And I just want you to do one more either side. And then from here, just a little side bend for me. So support your body weight, stretch over to the side. And then the other side. It's really opening out that side body, and then come back to the center. Right, now we're ready to do some half roll backs. So again, sit tall on your seat bones or on a pillow if you find that's difficult. Now take a breath in as you breathe out. Again, a good way to pelvic lift here. So a little pelvic lift, tuck the pelvis underneath you. Don't go too far back, and then come back up. So again, just a half roll back. So you're going to make that little sort of C curve. This is where you're sort of allowed to slump a little bit. So make a C curve with your spine. Abdominals are pulling in. Your hands can be lightly behind the thighs. And when you come back up, wait till your shoulders are over the hips, and then sit really tall. So you grow really tall in a straight spine. Okay, and again, exhale back. So make that C curve. Breathe in. Keep the C curve, come up. Once your shoulders are above the hips, really grow tall. So lengthening out. Go again, exhale back. Breathe in. Keep that C shape, come up. Shoulders above the hips, and then stack up the spine. Now, if you want to bring the arms away, bring your arms away. Stack, and then sit tall. Just let your arms float down by your sides. So float your arms forward as you go back. Make that nice C curve. Come up and sit tall. Can we do that twice more? Sit taller. And last time, hang on in there, nearly done. And coming up. Sit tall and relax. Just bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to open out, just to get a little bit of a hip release. Just release the hips. Okay, very nice. Right, I'd like you to roll all the way down, please, nice and slowly. So take your time, roll it down. And then rest your head down on the floor. Bend your knees up, slide your heels in towards your bottom. Okay. Good. Right. Find your neutral position. So do a few little pelvic tilts. So just tilting the pelvis forward and back. And then you find that middle position where your front of your pelvis is level with your pubic bone. So you have a nice little line there through the pelvis. And you have a nice little hollow through your lower back. Okay, so when you're ready, breathe out. You're going to just bring one leg into tabletop position. And then from here, I want you to just tap the heel down. Bring it in. And again, just hinging from the hip. And try and keep this left leg really still. So just using this like a little bit of a warm-up. Just tapping down to start with. Just one leg. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Just make sure you keep the neutral position here. Okay, and then 2 more tap downs. We're not doing many because we're going to take this into a 1-leg circle. Yeah, you thought this was going to be easy, didn't you? Now circle from the hip. So imagine your knee has got a little light strapped to it and you're drawing a circle of light on the ceiling. Just breathe normally and try not to let that body rock. Keep it really still and stable. Now go the other way, just doing 6 either way. So we're doing 6 tap downs, 6 circles one way and 6 the other. You can really start to feel this in the thigh and in the hip now. And 1 more circle. And then bring that foot to the floor. Now stay with the right leg. I want you to slide your right leg away and bring your right arm as well overhead. So use the floor as your resistance. Don't let the back arch. And then drag the heel and the arm back in. Breathe in. Do that again. So breathe out. Slide the right leg away. Reach your right arm over. So can you feel we're now opening out that front side of the body, staying with the right side for the minute. 3. So watch here for the ribs, make sure the ribs don't start to flare. And although the leg is on the floor, it's still really active. Really slide it away and reach it as long as you can without shifting the pelvis or allowing the ribs to flare up, which is a bit of a challenge in itself. Okay, 1 more time. Breathe out, slide that right leg away. Drag it back in and relax. Okay, let's do the left side. So find neutral again in case you lost your position. Left knee up, tapping down. So all we want to do here is just keep neutral. Keep your right knee really still. So imagine you've got something balancing on this right knee as well. So it can't waver out to the side or anything. Just tapping gently down with this left leg. So 1 more down, just 6 tap downs. And then bring your leg to the centre, circle round now. So now you're doing a 1-leg circle. Move from the hip. Again, watch this right side. Watch it doesn't start wandering. Pelvis still. Stay neutral. Go the other way. Remember when you've done 6, go the other way. Breathe. So you start to feel this build now within the hips and the thigh. And building strength through the centre. Now place that foot on the floor. Slide that leg and the same arm away. Keep the ribs down and then drag it back in. Inhale. Exhale, slide it away, reach the arm. Inhale back in. So keep going, 3. And how does that feel compared to the other side? How does that feel? 4. Last 2. And 1 more. Okay. And then bring that in. Right, bring your feet and knees together, arms away from your sides in a low V. And then I want you to gently roll the knees one way, head the other. And keep your shoulder blades flat on the floor. Now centre the knees, centre the head and go the other side. So do this with control. So one of your Pilates principles is control and flow. So use those 2 principles on this move. Release any tension you may find in the neck or in the jaw. And we're just going to do 1 more either side. We're nicely prepared to make some of these a little bit harder. And then come to the centre. Okay, right, this time you're going to go into a little imprint. So your back goes on the floor, use your abdominals here, and then lift your legs up 1 at a time into tabletop position. So knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling, arms by your sides. And now we're going to extend opposite arm and leg to start with. So breathe out and breathe in. So now we're working diagonally, a little bit more strength. So working on these sort of slings of muscles. That's why we're working diagonally So breathe out as you send the leg out, and again, you're just watching for the ribs. Keep the ribs down, make sure they don't flare, and you're keeping your back lightly on the floor. Don't press down hard, just pull in through your centre to stay in place. That's it, opposite arm and leg. Okay, and we're just going to do 2 more of these. But we're not done there. You're going to keep your legs up. So keep your legs up. Hands are going to go lightly behind your head. And then I want you to curl up. And then just come down again to start with. So let's let your head rest in your hands and your elbows stay wide. You can just see them at the corners of your eyes, your elbows. Just think of bringing that bottom rib closer toward the hip without the tummy doming. Try and keep it flat. Breathing out to come up. Right, now hold your curl up this time. So you're holding it here, rest your head back, and I want you to send both legs out towards where the ceiling meets the wall, towards the corner. Don't go too low. Make sure your back is on the floor. Bend the knees back in, breathe in. Okay, and then do it again, breathe out. Just 6 of these, because these are quite tough. If you need to take it to single legs again, that's absolutely fine. Just don't go too low. 3. Keep that chest lifted. You need to keep a curl up if you're doing both legs out. Make sure your upper half is lifted. Breathe out. Push the legs out. Strong in the abs. Can you feel that? I think that was 6, wasn't it? Do 1 more for luck. And then bring it in. Rest your head down. And hug your knees in. Have a little roll around on your mat. Just massage your back. And then step your feet down 1 at a time. And roll over onto your side to face this way so you can see. Okay, all right. So we're going to straighten the legs out. I don't remember what we're doing today. I'm all out of sync because it's Monday, isn't it? Right, so nice long line. Stack the hips up. Make sure you're in a nice position. Head in line with your spine. Stretch your legs really long. I'm just going to lift this top leg up and I want you to do a little rainbow tap. So you're going to tap in front, go up and over, and then you don't have to tap behind, but you're heading in that direction. Just keep your hips stacked. 12 times, okay? 4. And over 5. You can use this hand for a little bit of support, but try not to lean into it. So if you go on your fingertips only. 7 and 8. Keep going, nice and high, up and over. 9, 10, tap, 11, and 1 more. And then you're going to rest this top leg on the bottom leg and you lengthen your legs away. Keep your waist nice and light, lift both legs up. Stretch your legs long and then lower down gently with control. Do that again. Breathe out. Lengthen, lift. And breathe in. So use that bottom leg to push the top leg up so your inner thighs are having to work a bit harder. 12 of these again. So we're on number 4, number 5. You can put your hand on your thigh if you feel nicely balanced. Put your hand on your thigh. 7. Keep your shoulders stacked up. 8. That's it. Reach long, keep that waist nice and light underneath. 9. Keep going. 10. And 1 more time. Breathe out. Lengthen the legs. And then just breathe in to lower down and relax. Right, you're going to come up onto your side. And we're just going to take it round to the other side straight away today because I don't want to run out of time. I've got quite a few more exercises to try and get in yet. Right, so make yourself comfortable on your side. Rainbow taps to start with. But don't just rush into it. Check your position. Hips are stacked. Legs are long. Waist is light. Shoulders are stacked. Head is resting on your arm or a pillow. If you need a pillow there, that's fine too. So fingertips only. The bottom leg can stay down for this bit, and then you're going up and over. Don't worry about if you can't tap behind. You might not be able to do it for 2 or 3 goes. And then once you get going, you'll find, oh, look, there's the floor behind me, and you haven't lost your hips. It's just the mobility and the flexibility in this front hip that might be stopping that. So again, how does this compare to the other side? 5, 6. Be strong in that top leg. 7, 8. How's that waist underneath? Is it still light? 10. Got 2 more to go. Or you've got your own count going on as well, that's fine. 1 more. And then just bring your legs together. Okay, and then we go from here. Breathe out, lengthen the legs. Keep that waist light underneath. Lift them off the floor. Inhale down. So keep your center connection. As you know, just make sure your abdominal muscles are not pushing outwards. You want to keep them flat. 4. And you can put this hand on your thigh. And 5. And down. Lovely stuff. Keep going. 6. 7. I hope you can hear me all right still. 8. 9. That's it. Breathe. Just 2 to go. And rest it down. Okay, lovely. Right, from here, you're going to lay on your front. Nice, easy transition to just roll over from where you are. Turn yourself over. Lay on your tummy. We're going to do swimming, opposite arm and leg, okay? So we've done this loads before. You don't need to watch. Well, you might want to watch first, or you might just want to go for it. So remember, head down. Find your position. Hips stay on the floor. Relax your legs. Feet apart, arms in a V. So you're either lifting opposite arm and leg here, or you're just lifting the legs, you choose. So when you're ready, breathe in to prepare, breathe out, connect the center, lift your leg, lift your opposite arm and your head as well if you can. Inhale to lower, and then exhale, lifting the other side. So again, get this movement to flow with the breath. The breath is another Pilates principle. So we want to be trying to marry the move and the breath together. Exhaling on the lift. Inhaling on the lower. Keep your neck nice and long. And the front of the hips down on the floor. So just alternating. So think about that centre. Make sure you're pulling in a little bit, but don't pull in too tight. So the whole back of the body is working here. Upper back, lower back, glutes. So you should be finding that working well for you. Remember, you can always rest when you need to, but if you can, just do another 4 lifts. 3, stay strong. You can do it. And then just bring it down to the floor. Well done. When you finish, just wiggle the hips a little bit and then slowly pressing yourself up onto your hands and knees. Okay, and then we're just going to take a nice little stretch here. So we're just going to do a cat stretch. Or if you prefer to sit back in a child's pose stretch, go for that. You choose your choice of stretch. Rounding up. Or do one of each. You could do a cat stretch and then you could sit back. And then you could do that again. Just get your back to move. So we're trying to release any stiffness in the spine. And then coming up, stay on your hands and knees, and I want you to just walk your hands around to one side and just allow the head to drop forward a little bit. Just breathe. You feel that stretch. So I've walked my hands to the left, you should feel that down your right side. And now I'm going to walk across the floor, around to the other side. You do the same. Keep the hips still, nice stretch. Drop the chin slightly and just breathe. And then come back to the centre. Okay, good. Right, if you lay on your back now, turn yourself around. Where are we for time? Yes, onto your back we go. And you're just going to lay down really slowly. Take your time, just get my hair out of the way. Okay. Right, so we're going back to our abdominals here. I want you to go into that light imprint again. Step your legs up into tabletop position, and we're going to practice a little bit of an oblique twist here. So you're going to keep your head and shoulders still, arms by your side, but don't press into them too tightly. Just a little sway of the knees, one way, centre, and then the other. So the back of the hip will come off the floor, but definitely not the shoulder blades. You're not going that far. Sort of just think of pulling into the ribs as the knees go over. You're just pulling those muscles back towards the ribs to keep that control. Control the speed, control the breath. If you feel this in your back at all, you shouldn't be. So put your feet down on the floor and continue with your feet down like so, like we did earlier, but maybe on the tiptoes. Okay, keep going. So lock the knees together, make sure they're not slipping. Keep the knees locked together, so you want inner thigh work as well, and your obliques, so either side of your ribs. Keep your head still, look into the ceiling, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. And you should start to feel this right in those side muscles there. Breathing out and breathing in. Just do one more of these either side. And then you're going to bring the knees in to hug. Hug your knees. Well done. Okay, but again, we're not quite finished there either. When you step your feet down to the floor one at a time, and not too close to your bottom. You need to have a little bit of movement here in the pelvis, so we can do a couple of bridges. We'll just do a couple of normal bridges first of all. So when you're ready, breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, do a little pelvic lift again. Tilt the pelvis so your back is on the floor, and then start to peel your spine off the floor. So don't worry if you feel a bit sort of lumpy to start with, like it's not really rolling up or down. Just give it a few goes, roll down slowly. So we're trying to articulate the spine, but like I say, don't worry if you feel like a bit of a square wheel with this at the moment, or a 50p with the spine. Just give it some time. So you're breathing out to come up, keep the feet, toes down, hold at the top, make sure the back of the neck is long here, and you breathe in, and then breathe out to roll your spine down. Go slowly on the way down. Remember, we want to try and articulate the spine here. So just keep with it. Feel that squeeze the glutes as you come up. Drive your toes, your feet nice and evenly down. Roll down slowly. How's it feel? Is it starting to get any better yet? Roll down. And we're just going to do one more like that, so we're going to make this a little bit harder again. So lifting the hips up and rolling down. Okay, just relax for a moment while I explain the next one. So you're going to come up into your bridge. I want you to have your hands rested just so you can feel the front of your pelvis. Your right leg is going to come into tabletop position. So all the weight is in the left leg, bottom off the floor. Hope you can see this. And we are going to tap the heel down. So we're going to do these heel taps again, but you're doing it in a bridge. So just 6 times. 3, you want to keep the pelvis level, make sure it doesn't drop to the right side. 4, we're only doing 6, but we're trying to switch over without lowering the hips. So, last one, put your foot on the floor, try and keep your hips up if you can. Don't worry if you need to have a little rest in between, that's fine. Just come back up. And then left leg in tabletop position, so the weight is in the right foot now, and then tapping down, just gently tapping the heel. So in a single leg bridge, pelvis is level. 3, going 4, exhale down, 5, and 1 more, 6, right, hold up, keep the hips up, place your foot down first, breathe in, and now breathe out, try and roll your spine back down, so feel each vertebra laying into the floor, and relax back to neutral. Very nice, have a quick stretch, hold behind your right thigh, extend the left leg out, tight. Okay, and then you're going to switch sides, hug the left thigh in, slide the right leg out. And we've just got one more harder exercise to do, and it goes from here, because again we're going to do the slightly harder version of a single leg stretch. So I want you to lift your head up off the floor, extend this leg up. Just, it doesn't have to go really high, just hold behind the leg, extend the leg. Now your lower leg, I want you to lift that off the floor as well, keep stretching it away, and then we're going to switch the legs over. So you're going to pull that right leg in, then you're going to go pull, pull, switch, pull, pull, switch. Keep going. Exhale as you pull in, inhale, exhale. If that breathing pattern is too quick for you, do 2 as you breathe in and 2 as you breathe out. So keep that bottom leg is the one that's got the energy in it. So reach it long. Reach that lower leg long. 2 more times and you're getting a hamstring stretch at the same time, which I hope you can feel. Lift the chest and then bring it in. Bend your knees. Relax the head down. Well done. Roll your head side to side. Just relax your neck. Relax your shoulders, and then stepping the feet down to the floor one at a time. Okay, very nice. Right, now I want you to roll over onto your side and sit yourself up. Oh, I was very wonky there, wasn't I? Sorry, I didn't realise that. Right, sit up on your mats. How's that feel? Okay, we're nearly there, not far to go. Just a couple more stretches. So just take a nice little side bend. And then the other side. And then come to the centre, bend your right knee, slide the heel in. You're going to take the right foot over the left leg, and we're going to apply that little bit of pressure by pulling the knee across and then turning towards your right side. So whichever knee is bent, yeah, you're looking back over that right shoulder. Keep the right seat bone sinking into the floor. And you're spiralling up long with the spine. And just breathe. So if you can't get your elbow, just pull your leg across. If you've got the flexibility and you can push the elbow into the thigh, you'll get a little bit more twist. Breathe. Get that nice stretch on your right hand side bottom cheek. And release. And now we're going to do the other side. So left leg across the right one. Use your right hand to pull the left knee towards the right shoulder, and you're looking over your left shoulder. Sit tall, seat bone down, spiral up through the spine. Okay, very nice. Release that off and bring the soles of the feet together. If your hips don't agree with that, then bring your legs out to a V. So soles of the feet together, if not, just sit tall. And then I want you to just gently hinge forward from the hip. So again, I'm not hunched over and rounding, okay? I'm hinging forward from the hip. So you see my back straight. It's not rounded over. I'm just gently applying a little bit of pressure with the elbows, pushing the knees open. Feel that on the inside of the hip. And then just come and bring your legs in and hands behind you. Now again, go easy on this one because it doesn't suit everybody. Both knees are going to be bent. Sorry, start like this, so feet apart, very glamorous. And your knees are going to stay bent. Hands behind you, sit tall and try and keep your shoulders square to me. And I want you to do is gently windscreen, like a windscreen wiper effect with the knees going over. But try and keep your shoulders square so you're not sort of twisting the shoulders as well. Shoulders stay square to me and you just do this little windshield wiper. It's just a little hip release again. Don't force it. Don't move into anything painful. And one side is always easier than the other. Whoops, I'm slipping on my mat. So just sort of try and relax into this. Rather than forcing it, just keep moving smoothly. And then you'll find that that's loosening the hips off nicely. Just don't force it. One more either side, little windscreen wiper effect. And then coming back to the centre. Very nice. Right, onto your hands and knees then. So onto your hands and knees. Nice little cat stretch here, so pulling through the centre. And then lengthen the spine out. Right, okay, we're going to come into a little downward dog stretch here. So if you don't enjoy the downward dog, you may just want to come up to standing. But we're going to lift the hips up and bring your back of your body in a nice diagonal line. Remember, we're not hunching over. Keep the knees bent to start with if you need to, okay? It's more important that your back stays in a nice diagonal line than you getting the legs straight. So start here, and then if you can, straighten the legs, see it's a nice A-frame. If you need to keep the knees slightly bent, then do that, okay? So just holding here, breathe. Now pedal through the feet. Pedal through the feet so you feel that nice stretch in the back of the leg. And into the calf and the ankles. Fan out your toes. Make sure you're pushing into the fingertips, not just leaning heavily into the wrists. Push the whole hand into the mat. Okay, and then just bring that to a nice still position. Lift your tailbone higher. Breathe. Let the heels sink down. How does that feel? Okay, bend your knees, walk your feet into your hands or your hands into your feet, either way, and we're just going to stack the spine up from there. So breathe in and then breathe out. Slowly stack your spine up. One vertebra at a time, and then bring your head up last. Reach for the ceiling, nice breath in, and then breathing out. And then do that again. Reach up and down. And one last time, breathe in, wiggle the fingers, rain it down, and relax with a nice shoulder roll. There you go. Give your legs and your arms a little jiggle before you go off and enjoy the rest of your day. Well done. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed that.